My name is Anna Panagopoulou. I am Director in the European Commission, DG Research and Innovation, responsible for European research area and innovation policy. And among my responsibilities are also research infrastructures, the policy on research infrastructures, but also the program under Horizon Europe for research infrastructures, as well as widening part and area, and also the European Innovation Council and European Innovation Ecosystem. So different parts of the program that are, I think, very important because they are interlinked in the sense of bringing also basic science to the pathway towards innovation and to providing results also for the citizens and for European technological development.
I think you have that overview, that big picture that's so desperately needed when we're trying to navigate the meaning of research infrastructures and how everything fits together, which is so crucial. Where do you see the value of biobanking and European research infrastructures, particularly for the progress of health?
Well, I mean, without being an expert in the domain, first of all, having such a biobank at European level where you can collect this type of data is very important. Now, then when the work was started, of course, you can see the impact of environment on health. And I think nowadays we are all talking about climate change, we are all talking about the developments towards the green transition, and we need to know that the pathway to green transition is not just a policy, it's because we need it. So I think that this biobank will provide us the data and the evidence in order to demonstrate that the climate change is not just something that happens and has an impact to the city, but it has an impact on our health. So second, I think the importance here is that, without again being an expert, I understood this is really the edge of technology. And it's so important that having, in a synergetic way, a collaboration between different research infrastructure centers in Europe to develop a biobank on the basis of the edge of technology and also base it in a country, and what we call widening country, it's a huge example of European collaboration. It's a huge example of also bridging the innovation divide and bringing results that will be of European added value. So for me, it's not just the scientific excellence behind this, it's not just the technological excellence behind this, but this is the meaning of how we can collaborate between centers that they are coming for different areas of Europe, areas where they're, at high performing, with areas that they were supposed to be less performing, and make this a network of excellence across Europe, bringing East and West, North and South.
And I think here is a flagship example of a biobank that's operating in its community. It's got the consent of its citizens, and it's somehow managed to collect data from the 1960s, which, when you're talking about that intersection of health and environment, is so important to have that history. When you're thinking about priorities, what are the priorities that should be cooperatively addressed from your point of view when it comes to research infrastructures and health?
Let's start about research infrastructure, first of all. So for me, research infrastructures, they have to be a place where we can attract talents and keep talents, where we can do excellence research, but where the people working in the research infrastructures, they have to be open to bring their results to the interest of the citizens and to the interest even of their environment, to the business, and to the society. So there are multi-assets. I mean, I cannot see researchers in research infrastructures isolated in the laboratory, just doing the research because they like it, and then not being able to capitalize those results today or after some years. But anyway, to make this link with the citizens, with the society, and also with the business. So that's the first thing. So in this context, under the last period, we have seen that health is a challenging area. And it is an area where each one of us, the European citizens, we want to know more, we want to be better informed, and we want to be better protected and supported. COVID pandemic shows exactly that. And maybe the subject matter of this biobank is not about COVID, but in practice this is a very good example that illustrated very clearly that the citizens, they wanted to have better data in order to be able first to advance their research and to find the solutions that we needed desperately, but also through the different disinformation that were around COVID, about vaccines, about impact. It was evident for me that only if you have data, you can have the scientific proof whether things are going well and whether things are going bad. So in this context, and keeping in mind that the health is something that matters for each one of us, I believe that research infrastructures, in particular in the area of health, are extremely important. And what we have tried to do in the European Commission for COVID is that we top up the funding that we had, and we have established and hosted in EMBL a new platform, a COVID-19 platform, in 6 months, where we are able to collect data, not just European data, but international data, to put them open to the researchers in order to make a benefit of that and to advance quickly with the scientific and technological developments that they were needed to address the pandemic.